I mean, look at I don't even remember what was in Shadow Priest. Traveling Merchant.
The Murloc, the Desk Imp.
Oh yeah, the Disciplinary Gangling, Void, or not Void Touch, Tour Guide, Imprisoned Homunculus. Yeah, that's kind of it.
So all the lower impact things that only had an impact if you had a wide board, basically.
Yeah, Wriggling Horror.
Again, same sort of deal.
Yep.
So he's trying to make sure that the minions that he has kept are the ones that make things happen.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And also are quite cheap because you don't want to have to do anything on turn 4 when you're playing your Crossroads Watchpost. That would be a disaster. It'd be a Crosswords Watchpost at that point.
Language Hacker already looks deflated.
I mean, he came so close.
He came so close, and he knew that like his matchups were so much better if he had won that first matchup because his lineup against Monsanto was quite good. Just because it had the OTA Demon Hunter with no Magtheridon in it that he could have targeted. Obviously not guaranteed, but his body language sure is telling a lot about what he thinks about this matchup in particular. Ooh.
He put a lot of time into this. I mean, everybody did, but yeah. When you have a lineup like this, you have to put time in behind the scenes to get to know your own decks because you put it together somewhat speculatively and you have to learn to play all the nuances. I bet there's so many things you can do with Mookla overdraws and Mookla watchpost combos and stuff that you've just got to learn from scratch, even though you can see that they're there. Like, you've got to learn the timing of all of that nonsense all at once. Well, he would feel a lot less deflated if you could see McBanterFace's hand.
Is anyone else lost?
Couple of ones. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm just looking at how bad this hand is.
Jeez, Worgen Infiltrator.
Made the cut. It's like,
Ate it.
need applicant, 15 minions required to fill out deck. All comers taken, and Worgen Infiltrator, Sunwell person, whatever she's called, I keep forgetting.
Sunwell Initiate. Come on, Neil.
Initiate. I'm sorry. Yeah, they all made the cut. Bigger names like Desk Imp. Nope. Didn't make it. Didn't get through. Not good enough.
Yeah, Gangling has anti-synergy with this deck because you don't want your Crossroads Watchpost to turn into a 4/4 that can actually attack.
I mean,
what if McBanterFace goes full tempo here? Like, just
interesting.
Everything.
Initiating overdrive.
I think maybe you do. Because how do you win this game? The cards you need to draw is kind of hopeful, right?
Whoa.
Good man.
He's going to give him 2 spell damage. Language Hacker has 2 spell damage. That was Race Dead deals 5 to himself. But that's the whole hand.
Yeah.
Because you just play board control here?
Just take your 5.
5.
Just take your 5 and like it. That's the sort of thing, by the way, that McBanterFace does regularly, and we sort of don't point out because it's just another little thing that didn't make much difference. But he does a lot of that sort of stuff.
I mean,
just accurate stuff.
I like giving players credit, but there was nowhere else for those 2 ones to go. He just wanted them on the board.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But that's why it's hard to ever say, hey, McBanterFace is so good, because he just does the things often and regularly and correctly.
Yeah.
You're making the decision to
play the cards from his hand
board
in the only way he could play them.
But he made the decision to play them rather than to hold on.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we can take it back a step. Yep.
Let's go back. And that was part of that decision.
Okay, gotcha.
Not a big part, I'm sure. I agree.
Well, this is going to be kind of rough for lnguagehackr, I feel. Morgan Infiltrator, honestly, like not allowing for McBanterFace to gain full tempo is something, right?
Okay.
But this field contact is going to be capital U, huge.
So many options.
Yep, just to get the refill in the old traditional sense, I imagine. Just get a few cards when you choose to go for it. How do you activate this Swindle? Do you just garrote and then activate Swindle that way? Because he hasn't got a good play this turn. And then, what, trade in a 2-1 into the 2-3, just play your Orc Merchant to shoot, but then you haven't got a card draw. It's actually really difficult to know what to do here, because next turn is affected so greatly by what you do here.
Oh, he's gonna hope that he hits Shadow Step. He didn't.
He didn't, but the
lnguagehackr thinks he did.
Yeah, but he always thinks that. It's lnguagehackr. The more you look at it, the more there wasn't a good play if you didn't do this play. It looks horrible, but what's your other play? Like Orc Merchant it? Meh.
lnguagehackr can get a clean Ogremancer down right now, though. Essentially an empty board Ogremancer.
Yeah, and he's changed posture. Look at him. He's excited.
Oh, rolled the chair in.
He's having a think.
Yeah.
The ears are pricked up.
I think like hero power plus something is too slow. lnguagehackr going to disagree. Just going to go for highest power on board, and instead of going for like Ogremancer plus something, he's just going to make it so McBanterFace can't play spells, or essentially can't play spells.
Yeah, it does the same thing as Ogremancer whilst developing more of his board, is how he's seeing it, at least.
Yeah.
And it's made, like, that's really good vision there from lnguagehackr, because he knows that card that was drawn wasn't Shadow Step, so there's a good chance it's a passage. So yeah, shut it down.
Yeah, passage or prep, but it goes both ways in this instance, right? It shuts down both of those. And the Ogremancer wouldn't protect him against like second field contact plus a 3 mana Secret Passage. Holy moly. 2 mana Shadow Step.
Lovely.
After play a couple Wand Thieves. Fire Sale. Good.
Mask is tempting because it's so much damage. You can play it next turn. I like the Fire Sale too, by the way. I'm just trying to provide the Raven element.
Yeah, Rudor. All right. Get something on board. Prevent the value trade.
In the deck, because you don't want to draw that, I guess. Normally you would, but in this spot probably not.
Not you.
And the eye roll from McBanterFace.
He's got the Scepter, so he has some reload with Raise Dead.
I think his thought is, what's the punish here? The punish is that they get a value trade into a 1-1. That's why he's thinking so long.
Yeah, or playing around Flame Strike.
Sure.
In this instance, Fire Sale also.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Not a... Oh, it is clear. Ruined Orb on the Grandmaster, Fire Sale, and Prize Plunder.
Yep, that works. Saving the Fire Sale till the last minute because it will kill off all the 2/2s that are generated.
Oh.
TJ's learned loads of new noises
Oh,
today.
come on. Okay, he's going to use Brain Freeze instead.
lnguagehackr just said the exact same things you did.
Hey, there's a 1/1.
Why, man, come on. I'm sure you said the same thing about Sinister Strike, and lnguagehackr said it about Fire Sale, so neither of you like the choice.
He was looking for a Worgen Infiltrator there. That would have been the nuts. Just keep it stealth with a watch post on board.
just leave it. Shade of Naxxramas style, where people used to were so bad at the game in Arena, they would just leave it on the board the whole game. It's like, oh, it's a 6/6, but it'll be a 7/7 if I wait. Oh, I'm dead. Shame I didn't have any minions that could have helped me out there.
Too quiet.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
Right, McBanterFace has got somewhat better reload than lnguagehackr. Has only taken 1 point of damage as well, somehow, despite it's felt like he's behind most of the time.
Alright.
Want the old
time
lapse.
Got out.
Yeah.
Alright, well, honestly, lnguagehackr held in there for quite a long time. If that Sacred Passage had whiffed on, like, anything, really, if it was just a couple tempo minions, I think he wins a lot of the time from that position. That board is too tough to deal with. He's just going to chip him away. It was specifically AoE that he needed to dodge there, and didn't. Fire Sale ended up being massive. Even just the combination, right? Ruined Orb with Brain Freeze in Fire Sale in that position, massive. So, Gororuk out of the way. I feel like that was going to take a win at some point.
Yeah.
And now we get to move on to, well, I mean, he didn't have to, but we're going to move on to the Tower Defense Paladin. This was the one that I believe that was banned in the first series that he played against Fled, but it's left up here.
Yep, totally different to the Priest we just saw. Absolutely. It's got some 1-drops and some 2-drops to do some damage, some watch posts. Oh, it's the same deck. Amazing.
Yeah. Wait. He's got the one of Consecration.
Yeah. Why? Why is that there?
For Gororuk. That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay. The mirror?
Sure.
In case Monsanto tried to trick him and brought the exact same lineup.
If your opponent tempos Moargs, it kills a Moarg?
That's a thing.
Oh, blurry again.
That's right, it's the excitement. Getting you all, like, diffused. It's fine. Alright, it's business time. The Demon Hunter.
Yep.
With Magtheridon.
So Magtheridon and a way to proc the Magtheridon is what McBanterFace is looking for in this. If you can reset the board pretty much once in this matchup, it's almost game winning. So the things that lnguagehackr wants to look for are, one, opportunities to fill up the board, right? Five or more minions to prevent Magtheridon from coming out or making it more difficult. And two, trying to kill McBanterFace really, really fast. There it is.
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
goal.
There's the start. He's going to try and curve through. McBanterFace also here, though, TJ, with rather a good selection of things to keep in his opener. Might throw the Glide away, in fact, because he's got the Sigil and the Spectral hanging out. Yeah.
You don't want to glide these decks from lnguagehackr. Ooh, you do not. All right, we got ourselves a curve here, though.
We haven't seen the nuclear really do its thing. Oh dear.
There it is.
He's trying not to laugh. He's done a great job in 7 weeks.
Okay, we're
my
back.
goodness. Now he's just trying to maintain composure. It's like, yeah, I know this is the card that wins me the game, but what do I do? How do I keep myself together here? Because his heartbeat probably just went through the roof when he drew that Magtheridon.
Hacker powering down for a little bit of a nap.
Muzzle their magic.
Yeah. Well, next turn he has the Knight and the Neophyte. For some more.
No. Next turn he's got the Mukla.
Sure.
Oh.
Sure.
Mutinous.
It's
Well.
If that cost 4 less, it could eat the McBanterFace half the time. Alright. The Mukla is here.
Alright, coin the McBanterFace. Call it a day. Actually, maybe not. Because he doesn't actually have a way to clear it.
The trouble is, if he doesn't do it now, can lnguagehackr start to block it by putting too many minions on board and by just killing McBanterFace as well?
Yeah. Because it adds 3 more power to the board, and that would be 13 power on board. So he'd be dead in 2 turns. So he'd have like 1 turn to find any type of removal.
Okay. Which is difficult.
Okay.
Fairness.
Ah, these bananas. What are they gonna do?
Why are they here? Why do I want these?
It's gonna be so hard to play. If he doesn't play them and then has to glide at a certain point, he's just gonna glide it back in the deck.
They will never catch me.
Alright, he could throw a banana on this. Alright, he's gonna hero power down the corner.
You can throw a banana on this. That's what we've reached. Oh, you're right. And it's he needs targets for them.
Speaking of bananas,
it's Banana Man.
May the light grant you peace.
And now we're past McBanterFace point, right? He can only McBanterFace and clear in the same turn from here on in.
yeah. Does going face if 9 damage is preserved? Does that set up lethal for the next turn? He'd be at 15. 9 damage is preserved. 2 from hand. No, it wouldn't.
We can trade if he wants to. Trying to work out why you'd want to. Because bananas, I guess.
He wants to. He can leave his monkey behind.
Amazing. Alright, so with the studies in hand, with loads of spell damage in hand, with lots of cards in the deck that do AoE, is it time to McBanterFace? I keep wanting to McBanterFace, but...
It just adds 3 more power to the board. That's the issue.
Double jump as well.
Coin Kurtrus is not bad.
It's not. I'm laughing because Spectral Sight is just useless because these stupid bananas. But yeah, Coin Kurtrus actually does a lot of work, so I like it. He's doing all right. And because of the fact he doesn't die, obviously the bananas are now a genuine concern for lnguagehackr, who will just play a Moonfang and pretend it all goes away.
Stockade's Guard.
Does that give something taunt? I seem to remember.
I mean,
from my research.
I looked at this deck list closely, and when the cards are drawn off the top, I still get surprised. Yeah, it's a Battlecry give minion taunt.
So he could use that to defend his Mukla.
Muzzle their magic.
Oh my goodness.
I don't
think I've ever seen this card played.
You can't trade with the thing.
Yep. Because there's only 2 bananas and they cost 2 each.
Okay, I-beam is massive. You don't.
You know what else is massive?
What?
Is mutinous when it eats McThermidons.
True.
Yeah.
Or Ilganov,
Yeah.
honestly. Right?
Yeah, it's big enough, right?
I mean, whichever one you don't eat, the other wins the game a lot of the time.
Okay.
I got it all.
A huge amount of healing taken, trades taken. lnguagehackr screams at a cloud. Now he's going to break the game to take revenge.
He basically passed for like 10 turns.
Moonfang would take 2 damage from any AoE if it was played with a Moarg on the board.
Faith reveals the way.
Yep, it's got 4 health. Because of the Banana Man.
Yep.
I mean, are you just supposed to watch post? Because it doesn't die on board, I guess.
You put it in your deck for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, that just kills it. It's almost lethal.
It actually kills the watch post. This is like not a legal play. You're not supposed to be able to kill this ever.
You tempo the Ilganov every time, and then you just push damage.
Really?
It's 24 damage, and you have 4-8 on board. Or he could make a 12-12.
Wait, what? Yeah, okay, cool. I thought he'd miscounted him for a second.
No, because it didn't clear. It didn't clear. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my bad. Because the buff from the watch post would buff it out of range of the guild trader.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It would kill everything but the watch post, though. Oh, Stockade's Guard. All right.
Oh, into Moonfang?
Yeah, Moonfang with Stockade Guard is interesting.
Faith
Yeah, this is
Doesn't
what I
matter
meant.
how
when I
many
said
bananas you put on it. Moonfang's still only going to take 1.
Yep. Yeah, when I was talking about you've got to learn all the weird nuances and you've got to see them once each before you really know them. This is the sort of thing. You see it once, you know it, but when you look at the deck list, you don't spot this.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
It really is. McBanterFace will be looking for Immolation Aura, that sort of thing now, obviously. That would, with a Moarg, would kill the Moonfang if you could get a Moarg as well. Incredibly. Because Moargs overwrite the text of Moonfang, sort of, so they can take 2 damage from things.
Glide. You can always double jump again and then self-glide.
Okay, the more I look at this, the more he should have played Ilganoth last turn. Because now he's getting mutinist.
So the watch post would not have died.
Right.
In a 5-1. But then you have a Moarg, a Guild Trader, and an Ilganoth on board that need to be removed.
Yeah.
Your opponent's at 5 or 7 health or whatever it is. All right, so there's Immolation.
Oh, he's gonna get eaten.
Oh,
he's gonna get eaten, TJ.
well,
lnguagehackr is gonna play it. He's gonna shrug because he never wins these situations.
I don't think.
And then it's gonna be huge.
I don't think he's gonna play it.
Yeah, he is.
No, he wants to wait for Kurtrus. I don't think he's gonna play it.
Oh, but it's quite big in its own right.
If he can math anything, it's a 5-5.
That's kind of what I mean, yeah.
It's not big.
Okay.
He puts just as much power on the board without using that and spreads out the power. He's not
But
gonna
if you do eat it, you win the game. I think he's counting. I think he's trying to work out. It's straight maths. There's nothing McBanterFace could do about it after the glide. So it's straight RNG, and you're right.
Yeah.
Deciding to put this 5 on this way.
I'm pretty sure it's just correct not to play it.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly.
Like, there's 3 cards in hand. Is that a pop-off from McBanterFace?
Yeah, because he clears this board. Because the Moarg will allow the
Keeps it
elimination.
back there, not alive.
Yeah, but the elimination also just one of them now kills the Moonfang because that's stupid. No, the strange interaction between Moargs and Moonfangs.
Yep.
And then yeah, he just wins with 2 Merctherodon hits. Yeah, this is even better.
This is your moment.
2-0 McBanterFace, and the potential problematic deck for him gets through basically in the way you said that it would probably get through, except there were like wrinkles in there along the way.
Yeah. That's a rough one. Last deck from McBanterFace is Face Hunter, which is kind of beatable. He's got a bunch of decks with a pretty low curve.
Right.
So, like, if he can just keep fighting for board aggressively in every game, sure. Beatable, would I think that it's anywhere near likely that he beats Face Hunter 3 times in a row? Probably not.
Yeah, it seems a toughie.
Definitely still a massive underdog in the series at this point. But not counting him out yet, it's just going to be hard. It's just going to be a really tough remainder of the series for lnguagehackr. There's a look at McBanterFace's Face Hunter. McBanterFace Hunter does have the Felmalls, 1 tracking. Everything else quite standard, except for the Moonfang. Just a nice little Moonfang added in.
You have Moonfang versus Moonfang is a possibility. Got to feel sorry for lnguagehackr to some degree. He's not necessarily because of the losing, but because of the nature of how it's come about. Like several times today, he must have thought he was going to get this done one way or the other in both matches he's played, and here he is staring elimination in the face, like really close up in the face right now. Good looking hand though to start off with here. Double Freshman's pretty nice against Hunter.
Yeah, sure. All right, against a 2-1, yeah, I'll take it. Oh. Still think you go double Freshman? The expected play on 2 is Cold Neophyte, which you can just Hero Power and Prison Felmob, which wouldn't matter which way you went. 1 drop plus 1/1.
Wolpertinger plus Initiate. You sort of want to shoot the Initiate and trade into the Wolpertingers and your 1/4 stay alive?
Yeah.
Muzzle their magic.
Oh. This is the trouble he's going to have with this deck in the aggro mirror, I guess I want to call it, is these watch posts just aren't conducive to winning those mirrors if you can't get them down. But you need to develop real cards.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
Is Ogremancer big enough to get there if he can hold on till then?
Probably not. Like, the Warsong Wrangler and a Trampling Rhino alone is just brutal. Like, does lnguagehackr even have a single thing in his deck that kills a Trampling Rhino? Rhetorical question, because the answer is a resounding no.
Mutinous. If your Mutinous costs 5. Yeah, lnguagehackr doesn't want any more. He's just had enough today. McBanterFace goes through to the deciding match, and lnguagehackr, the combination of just about losing this, plus what's come before, plus the fact that he's got to win 2 more games he just doesn't want to know anymore, and gives it up. That's the end of lnguagehackr's season. A brave bring. I think it may be remembered as a bad one, but honestly it looked like a pretty good bring on paper. But once again, sort of similar to Bunny Hoppers looking at a good bring on paper. We don't play the games on paper, and like these lineups time and time again just don't really seem to get it done.
He was very close, right?
He really was, yeah.
Like, if you look at the first series that he played against Fled, it was a single top deck or a single Cenarian Ward outcome. Both of those things had to happen for him to lose that game. Yeah. If he wins that, he's got a much better matchup against Monsanto than McBanterFace, just because the OTE Demon Hunter was so much easier to target without McTherodon. Honestly, like, that series does not tell the full story of lnguagehackr's lineup. The first one almost told the full story. I think it was really cool. I will say that. I think it was a very cool thing to do in such a high-risk tournament as well. Last chance for the year to